Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm going to jump straight into this. Oh yes, oh yes. Alright, so what we've got is the Four of Pentacles in reverse, the Lovers, okay, an Emperor in reverse, alright. Then we've got Six of Pentacles, the Devil card, and Judgment. So somebody linking to the Masons, okay, and we've got Justice here at the top of the deck. Eight of Pentacles, what I didn't pick up properly, but was just left there, so I'm going to go with that, okay. Working within the justice system, that is the truth, with the Ace of Swords, alright. An Emperor in reverse. This could be a father figure, or child or children's father, or an uncle, okay, alright, who works within the justice system. This with the Lovers card and the Devil card, this is a devil worshipping like ex or devil worshipping father figure. Something to do with the courthouse. They was given a gift, okay, to team up against masculine or feminine, but this could be a mother, alright, and child. Mother and child or children to team up against mother and child's children, okay. They receive some sort of gift for helping be all toxic and devilish, could be claiming to be Luciferian, again they're under judgment for what they have done, okay. We've got lies, anger, greed, betrayal, conspiracy, okay, intolerance and sectarianism. So there's been a lot of people working within the justice system, okay, who through some sort of court case, could be family court or something to do with access to child or children, but this Emperor in reverse has sold his soul to the devil, alright, and through the courthouse, through the justice system, they have tried to take the children and give them to this Emperor in reverse and try to through using the devil, these vultures, absolute vultures, have been battling against this feminine, what seems to be this feminine, and multiple others in order to snatch the children, place them in their corrupt, evil father's care, devil worshippers, and by some sort of spell work, try and force the mother to get back with the father. We've got Four of Pentacles in reverse because they've got hold of the child's children, and I'm getting mother doesn't want to get back with this evil father who's a devil worshipper, okay? But they receive some sort of gift. Could have been some sort of inheritance, the fruits of this female's energy, okay? Old money, new money, old money, new money, okay? And they, the Hanged Man. Straight under the devil, this ex has got in on sacrificing his own children's mother to the devil because she doesn't want to get back with him. So he can take control of the children, and they're very passionate about attacking this feminine and then trying to breadcrumb this feminine with visits, breadcrumb, alright, begging, and they're passionate about seeing her begging to see her own children because that makes them feel really powerful. We have a King of Wands, okay, a Leo, Sagittarius or Aries, and we have an Aries or Taurus, masculine or feminine, who's been helping. Could also be a Gemini, Pisces, Libra energy, Vega, Taurus. I've got nightmare. Absolute nightmare. So they've tormented this female because she doesn't want to get back with the child or children's father. So they are tormenting, alright? They have been lying, alright? They've been deliberately trying to get this female angry about the lies, and because they've took hold of the children, okay, Four of Pentacles in reverse, and they're not wanting to give children back because they want to feel all powerful and they want to see her begging to see her own child or children when she knows how evil this father is. But they know too, because they're involved in doing some evil acts and evil deeds. Okay. They could have took some old money or new money. There's old money or new money involved in this. They have even been invading this feminine's dreams, okay? Manipulating her through dream state, manipulating her through dream state, manipulating her dreams, okay? And trying to work through her dream state in order to attack. Then the Three of Swords in reverse, they just want her to be depressed. Queen of Mallets has been involved. This is a corrupt judge, female judge from Eastern Stars. So there's a female judge, a corrupt female judge with a hammer, okay, just trying to hammer this Empress because she's in reverse. So she's willing to hammer. Now, what I'm getting, this female judge with a hammer who works within the justice system is also involved in trying to sacrifice this feminine and her child's children to help this Emperor in reverse achieve power, achieve dominion through greed, alright? Betrayal. They've helped with a conspiracy and lied against this Empress in order to gain power and control, and they want her begging. And I mean begging. And I mean begging. Knight of Gold and Knight of Mallets, okay? And the Magician card in reverse. So they've been launching a lot of attacks with the Magician in reverse, doing a lot of black magic over this feminine and her child children, okay? Performing satanic rituals. They're like vultures. They are like absolute vultures. Three of Pentacles, they've been collaborating together. And they're highly skilled in black magic. Highly skilled in black magic. Highly skilled in dark arts. Okay, very good at manipulating and swaying the courtroom to go in the Luciferians' favour, to go in the evil people's favour. So they will sway the full courtroom to go in these evil masculines or feminines' favours because they worship the devil, okay? Knight of Mallets and the Chariot, because they're passionate about gaining power and control over the child children and trying to gain power and control over this Empress, her full life and anything what she invests her time in, work or birthing new ideas. They are taking that. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. They took it. It's a bad investment. Nine of Swords in reverse. They don't even feel bad or guilty because they are part of this sick cult. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. They took some of her work. Then we've got a High Priestess in reverse. So like a dark witch, okay, who does voodoo dolls, okay. She does BLOOD rituals. She does separation spells between mother and children, alright, to keep them apart. Because they want to be in control, alright. They're very greedy, they're very self-absorbed, okay, and they conspire in large groups to bully, 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 bully. There could be someone who's trying to claim to be a high priestess in the upright, but they're very dark, and they do very dark things. They do mirror magic and everything. They do mirror magic and everything. All of the evil spell work. Then we got Marine Kingdom. I told you they do mirror magic, didn't I can't even make it up. Right, so we've got Marine Kingdom. Someone is making offerings to marine spirits to gain power against you because they just want power and dominion over this Empress and her child or children, and they keep trying to sacrifice her and her child children because they want her, like, inheritance. They want her old money or new money. And with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, they took some sort of work and monetized off of the back of this Empress. We've got mirror work. Someone is using mirror work to bring you problems and issues, and they will do this even though you are up at the courthouse, yeah? If you are on the phone, yeah? Or you are on in the courtroom, yeah? Behind the scenes, because they know, because they work within the justice system, they know when you should be appearing in the court, yeah? So behind the scenes, they are performing these rituals, yeah, over the courthouse, behind the scenes, and they do mirror magic. So if you're at home and you're doing this over the phone, yeah, and you've got a mirror anywhere near you in the house, they will literally, even though you're on the phone to them, doing these meetings, they do mirror work, yeah, and they go and help, like they help each other do black magic and dark energy work. Somebody's going to a magic practitioner to get help to cast a spell on you. And they constantly do this, right? So basically, they'll shut the feminine out and they'll go straight to these corrupt masculines and feminines, listen to everything what they've got to say, which is a load of lies because they're just manipulating it, yeah? And then you're going to get angry because they're lying, which is what they want. So they can go, look, she's violent, she's aggressive, she's this, she's that. And they continue to manipulate and manipulate and manipulate and manipulate because they're a set of manipulating bitches. Even the men. Even the men are a set of manipulating bitches. So we've got love theft magic. Someone is doing magic or spell work to take love from you. So they want anything that this Empress loves. And they are sacrificing anything this Empress loves. Her child or children, okay? Animals, pets, okay? If they have any, like, fish tanks or whatever, they will do rituals on them so the fish end up mysteriously dead. Oh, yeah. Nothing but dark spell work. And then they are constantly sending this Empress, amongst others, evil eye. Then they are trying to send somebody towards this Empress, yeah, with a spiritually transmitted disease. Be careful, someone courting or dating you is dealing with a lot of energetic burdens and dark entities. So somebody who's already demonically possessed, okay, somebody who's riddled with STDs, yeah, they will get them to message this feminine, okay, 1414. But they're already easily manipulating, that they are manipulating type of people, but they're very easily manipulated because they've already got a lot of dark entities attached to them. So they can use and manipulate these entities to turn against anybody. So they're just using people's bodies as vessels because they're very easy. Then we've got competition magic. Someone feels they need to compete against you. That is the motivation for the things they do. Set dark witches and warlocks competing. For what, darling? For what? To ruin people's lives. Because that's what they get off on. And then stealing. alright? But because they work within the justice system, and they do a shit ton of black magic, and they set of dark witches and warlocks, and they sacrifice men, women, children, all the time, they think they should be able to get away with it 15-15, and they think that they should still stay in these positions of power when they never bring divine justice under Archangel Michael. Okay? Then we've got obsession. Someone is obsessed with you to the point where they cannot stop thinking about you. So they're always doing this to masculines and feminines and the child's children, alright? To multiple people. Different ages, different relatives, races, religions, genders. They do it to a lot of people. And they're obsessed. They're like, what should we do today? What spell work should we do today? They're obsessed with spell work. Very dark spell work. They're obsessed with doing mirror magic on everybody. They're obsessed with doing offerings to marine spirits in order to gain power and control, because they just want to be in control and they want to stay in these so-called power positions. Protected. You are protected. What they have planned for you will not work, so this is not working how they want it to work. Oh my God. Return to sender. So practice your return to senders, okay? With energy work, cleansing and prayer, what they did to you will be sent back to them, wrapped in a bow. Abandonment. So this could be the child or children's father. Your person feels abandoned by you and not liking it. So develop the child, children's father. Do a lot of dark energy work. And compete against this divine feminine, because the child, children's father, because she don't want to get back with the children's father, the child's father. But 1717, they will force through spell work, yeah, to try and get this feminine to go back to this masculine. Even if it was a domestic violence relationship, even if there was RAPE involved, even if this child SA involved, yeah, they will try and force the feminine to go crawling back to them, okay? They will force it, and they will do a lot of dark energy work. Dark energy sent your way will be turned back on the sender, a failed attempt. Rainbow, massive success is coming to you after you release someone toxic from your life, and they don't want that. And because this group, this coven, cult, whatever they want to frigging call themselves, these toxic motherfuckers, they don't want to let this divine feminine's energy go, or her child children, because they want to be able to manifest and harvest 1818 off people's energy. That's where this comes in. Someone has been doing candle magic work on you. As the flame burns, their energy increases. Because they do this to children all around the world, okay? They do this to men and women all around the world. And if you get a court summons, yeah? If you get a court summons, a lot of them summon demons and all, okay? Because that's what they work with. They work with the devil and demons, and they conjure up devils and demons and entities in order to attack people. So if you get a court letter, they'll be like, you've been summoned to court on this day, this what have you. And then even through the court paperwork, documentation, it's a summons, because they're summoning demons. Alright, 1919. So even latched onto court paperwork and legal documentations is a shit ton of black magic. Yeah. And they perform these reckless magic, you see. Someone is out of control and doing anything to any and everyone they want without having remorse, because they've done it for so long, you see. And they have no remorse because they think that they're in these so-called power positions and no one's ever going to be able to stand up to them because there's that many of them. And they have this brother code, this sister code that it doesn't matter what they've done, they will all work together to get these people off on the heinous, horrible crimes they've committed. Even if it's RAPE, even if it's murdering somebody, even if it's sacrificing a masculine or a feminine or children, yeah. Love attacks. Somebody's attacking your love relationships. They want to disrupt all areas of your love life, platonic and romantic. So even friends, alright? You know, friends are friends. Even if you pop down to the shops and you have a 2-minute conversation with someone who works down at the shop and it's a nice, polite convo, they will, if they find out, they will start attacking that person too. Alright? Even if somebody goes, like you're walking down the street, alright, and someone goes, oh, I like your jacket, I like your trainers, yada yada, and if they're watching, because they get involved in gang stalking, because we got this, look, and if they are watching, they will then go on and attack any child, okay, who's come within your orbit, anyone who's had a nice comment, or anyone who's got some sort of romantic feelings towards masculine or feminine, they will send them spirit work, but then they all of a sudden become repulsed by this 21, by this masculine or feminine. So they do this to multiple people. So we've got, you are being watched by multiple people who don't have your best interests at heart because they're involved in gang stalking, but again return to sender because they gang stalk. So even if masculine or feminine is walking down the street and someone goes, ah, I like your jacket, and one of these gang stalkers from these satanic cults sees that or overhears that, they're on to the reckless magic. Someone does not want you to be happy in love. A love block spell. And they are helping. We've got talk too much. Someone will tell on themselves and reveal their true feelings and intentions towards you. So maybe quite possibly phones are being tapped. Alright? Phones are being tapped. They've tried to tap this masculine feminine's phone. Okay? This Empress is. They are... 7 of Pentacles can also mean harvesting. They are energy harvesting off this Empress. Okay? But somebody with the 8 of Pentacles, the Justice card, and the Ace of Swords, somebody else who works within the justice system is starting to see the truth. Okay? Somebody else who's working within the justice system is starting to see the truth. Now they will have withdrawal symptoms from people's energy and energy harvesting if they can't get hold of this certain person or their children's energy. They start having withdrawal symptoms. Think of it as like, you know, if you're on energy drinks or caffeine quite a lot, and like coffee after coffee, if you don't have coffee or what have you for a while, you start to have like withdrawal symptoms. Or if you don't have like, if you cut sugar out of your diet, you can start to have withdrawal symptoms. It's like that, but on a dark witchy warlock level. Then they're doing a lot of spying. Someone is using divination tools to pry into your personal life for their advantage. So we've got this dark high priestess who also does some black magic, okay? They will launch these attacks, they will do spell work, alright? Mental magic, candle magic, crown chakra attacks, offer-ups of water deities, love attacks. They get reckless as mad, and then they're like, right, let's do a reading into them then. Has it worked? As it works. Let's do a reading into them then. So we've got sunshine magic. The light will be illuminated on your situation. What is done in the dark will come to light. This is somebody who's into prostitutes, is what I'm getting. 24, so it's linked into trafficking. Alright. Also, feminine could have been false reported for being a prostitute. We've got already knowing the tea. Setting the record straight. Then we've got ending. Envy. So you could be an undercover investigator. That's for some. You could be a psychic investigator. That's for some. Because again, these are collective readings and there's a lot of people in my collective. So you could be an undercover investigator. Alright. You could be setting a record straight. Working within the justice system. Bringing this to light, okay? That these people are very bitter, jealous and envious surrounding this Empress because they took some sort of hard work, okay? Took some sort of ID, took the fruits of their labour, took the children, doing a shit ton of black magic, and anything she's working on because of harvesting energy, and they're very envious. Now we've got sexual protection and sex shop. So they're all paying for sex workers. All of them. Rent boys, okay, playgirls, whatever you want to call them, playboy, whatever. And they're spreading uncurable STDs because there's a lot of barebacking. There's a lot of barebacking. They're linking to RAPEs, alright? They're linking to barebacking everybody and spreading incurable STDs. Destroyed. And they're not explode. And forever. They are doing everything they can. We've got shattered, broken, fucked up. They're doing everything they can to fuck this Empress and many others up and over. And screw them over time and time and time and time and time and time again. Because they're trying to destroy this Empress and what she's been working on. What she's been investing her time, money and energy on. Okay? Anything, what she births, which is her children, and birthing new ideas, they want to snatch that, fuck her up, fuck her over, and take everything. We've got other situations about to explode. Is she crying, is what I'm getting. Is she crying? And, well, the situation's about to explode because somebody in and amongst this and around this, okay, has been getting slammed or slamming some of these people, and now they're riddled with STDs because there is some sort of sex trafficking involved, and they're backing. And then we've got bank failure and copycat. Investigate and bearing evidence. So they're involved in bank fraud, money laundering, racketeering, I think it's classed as grand larceny, can't get it out, grand larceny, okay, stolen identity, copy and pasting this Empress's full life amongst many others, okay. They're spending money down at these parlours, okay, slamming people, doing a shit ton of black magic, and trying to pay for readings, going, oh, what's going on now? And then one of them said, basically, you better just bloody run with this running away, run for the hills, alright? They're under investigation and they've been trying to burn evidence because they don't want evidence of these legal documentations getting examined because they noticed a lot of falsified evidence and there's been a lot of lies and a lot of people have been conspiring, okay? And there's black magic, alright? And then there's also been other people who've been false reporting this Empress out of jealousy, envy and spite, okay? A lot of malicious going down, and they're trying to get rid of evidence of how corrupt and sinister they are. Because there's a lot of manipulating, court cases, and again, they're doing everything they can to sway court cases to go in the opponent's favour, the malicious people, the Jezebels, okay, the people who are demonically possessed, the dark witches and the dark warlocks and people who's already sold their souls and made deals with the devil. They force and manipulate everything to go in their favour. And then there's some sort of identity, grand larceny, Could have even got copies of birth certificates. Sunshine magic there. Someone, right, says the light will be illuminated on your situation. What is done in the dark will come to light. Dream attacks. I mentioned that with the nightmares, the 9 of Cups in reverse. I've been attacking this Empress. So basically, astral, R-A-P-E, okay, and R-A-P-E-N, like spiritual R-A-P-E, because somebody is obsessed. Hold on. Trying to spread incurable diseases deliberately. So there's a lot of crimes there already. Hitman, hitwoman. There's an overwhelming amount of evidence, that's why they're trying to burn it. We've got wealthy man in reverse, which is this masculine who's took hold of some sort of money, alright? We've got voodoo, hoodoo, root work. Grey collar crimes, identity theft, hacking, and authorised access to digital systems or data. So they've been watching this feminine, alright, hacking into this feminine's account. They've been paying people hush-hush money from stolen, premeditated robbery, getting their lovers to watch for them. You took down a gang, cult or coven. Fake court proceedings to create diversions and distractions. So what they've done is they've deliberately tried to lure this Empress into traps, okay? Constantly pull her up to court in order to stress her out, okay? Falsifying all this paperwork in order to create a distraction. Oh, look at this femme, isn't she awful, isn't she? Ain't she? Point a finger at her, because they are trying to cover all these evil, sinister acts and deeds. They don't want people to know what they've been doing. Then we've got psychological warfare, actions intended to reduce an op's morals, and then tampering with evidence to cover up a crime, and they want you to join the dark side with them. Then we've got intentional infliction of emotional distress law, recklessly causing another to suffer. Some of these people, they want to plead insanity after doing all these evil acts and evil deeds to deliberately cause distress, chaos, trauma, okay? Back-to-back attacks to multiple people because they don't care, because they got away with it for so long. So we've got poison manipulation, venom manipulation, various toxins inflict negative effects upon target to cause total paralysis or even kill someone outright. 3322. And then trying to spread like herpes and HIV, AIDS and warts and all the other things. Linking to people who just bear back. They know they've got STDs, but they bear back people in all areas. So it's linking to the local bike, alright, the local prostitutes, parlours groups, okay, because it's linking to local prostitutes, parlours groups, where they bear back people and they know they have STDs, yet they're like, go on then, bang it in, and the man doesn't he know, alright, he's been seduced with lies by a succubus and a Jezebel, and the same for the feminines, alright, they have these incubuses who's got a Jezebel spirit attached to them, working through them, spreading these STDs deliberately as a form of attack. And we've got false accusations, wanted to keep you trapped in a sock. I can't get it out. Something about sock there could be significant. Wanted to keep you trapped in a toxic cycle, so made deals with the devil to keep you trapped. So they're making deals with the devil to trap their targets, okay, and keep poisoning them, stalking them, okay, doing all this dark spell work, hoodoo, voodoo, root work, stealing their identity, hacking their accounts, okay, putting hits out, wanting to upload these hits to the dark web because these corrupt judges with these murders and stuff like that and these sacrifices, what are all premeditated, they upload it to the dark web and they monetize off that, okay, and because they've got away with it for so long, and I mean years, they just continue to do it. But again, they've got no compassion, they have no empathy, and they have no remorse whatsoever. Then we've got a divorce, breaking contract, contract killing, okay, contracts with the devil, alright, breaking these contracts, these blood contracts, with the devil. We ask the Most High, okay, we pray to Jesus, and we call in Archangel Michael with his sword of truth, okay, and Archangel Uriel with his flaming sword of God to sever these toxic ties, okay, try and help us break out of these toxic cycles. Archangel Uriel, ask him nicely to draw his flaming sword of God, okay, flip the sword around and smash these contracts. So they have tried to burn evidence and throw them in the trash, and on top of trying to burn evidence and throw them in the trash, even these corrupt judges, yeah, have been doing now but trash talk this feminine in the courtroom, outside of the courtroom, and continue to backstab and betray because they're not to be trusted and they shouldn't be trusted, casting judgment, okay, on people's lives because all they care about is destroying people, the good people, okay, anyone who they see is a good person or has a good heart or a good energy, their main goal is to destroy them, ruin their full life, ruin their career, okay, ruin their connection between child and children in order to help these evil mother figures and father figures, okay. They've also tried to run away from this ex, get away from this ex, alright, and they're all in bed with each other, keeping a promise. I hate nothing about you, and you're like, I don't hate her, I don't hate him, nah, nothing, I wouldn't do anything of the sort. Alright, they knock each other up. We've got unsure, pregnancy scare, positive, negative. They knock each other up, alright, then they sacrifice the baby because they're in promises with the devil. They poison these big pharma drugs too. Finding evidence, getting caught cheating. They all cheat on each other. Alright. But they're all like liars. So how can you expect a compulsive liar and somebody who worships the devil to speak the truth? So it's pointless getting a relationship with one of these dark witches and warlocks because they're only going to do a shit ton of dark spell work, okay? They're only going to lie on you. They're only going to cheat on you. You know, slam about behind your back and spread STDs. So yeah, they will sacrifice their child children, their own child children, their own grandchildren. They sacrifice the divine masculine, divine feminine's child children. And if this Empress was to get pregnant, this masculine, who she already has a child or children with, will be willing to sacrifice the baby, okay? Because he hates the fact that she doesn't want to get back with him. So he's been doing nothing but trash talk her to anybody in order to taint her. And he's also been getting anybody he can to work against her, cause drama and tire her out. So with this private relationship, she can't get in a relationship with anybody else because they will become angry and they will do spell work, and they're doing help me spells, feel sorry for me spells, have sympathy for me spells, performing humiliation rituals along with sexually degrading rituals. Okay, somebody who's addicted to alcohol, somebody who's got a identity crisis, these false prophets, fake readers. Oh, Jesus Christ, this is a lot, isn't it? This is a lot. So many people involved, they wanted to cover it up, but if this doesn't get exposed, it's going to continue, and it's going to happen to more and more and more and more people, which means more and more children's lives are in immediate danger. So we can't keep turning a blind eye to these things, because the more it goes on, the more they're going to sacrifice men, women, you know. If these dark witches, if the men try and leave them, yeah, they will do period, B-L-O-O-D, and then mix it within the food. So then the man falls back under the illusion, alright, love me spells, okay. They want to tire masculine and feminine out. They want this feminine to get angry with everything what they are doing, but obviously people are going to get mad. You're going to get mad if you're going through that. You're going to get angry, yeah. So then they want a masculine or feminine. Like for this feminine, if a masculine comes near this feminine, they will get mad, pop on off, do spell work, do love block spells, do a load of mental magic, candle magic to drain the energy. So this feminine, basically, with how much control they want over her, she's not allowed nobody near her. She's not allowed to see her own kids. She's not allowed a relationship, look. And they want her to shut up. So this is where this hush-hush money is coming in, because anyone who she's asked for help, they've gone to them and they've paid her money under the table to keep turning a blind eye, let us keep ritualistically abusing her and her child or children, let us keep doing all these evil, evil spell works, and let us keep sacrificing her and multiple men and women and children, and we'll just give you some hush-hush money, yeah? So a lot of people have been paid, which is disgusting. Which is disgusting, and they've done pretty much similar to me, you know what I mean? Let us carry on, please. I know, but we give some of this blood money, yeah? Some of this money laundering money, some of this grand larceny shit, alright? And just start chatting shit to each other on the phone. Use black salt powder to break hexes and curses. I don't do that though. Me personally, I will just pray, alright? White candle, praying, or do an incense stick or something like that. So there's a lot of people involved, and do you know what? Doing this reading, it's tired me out. It has tired me out. Like I can just feel the tiredness. What I'm getting is this feminine, okay, and these dark warlocks here. I know this feminine's innocent, 9 of Wands, but they want to play a game, keep playing these games and keep it a secret what they are doing. 5 of Cups, because they don't want to lose, you see, because for some strange reason they think it's a game. And the tag team, they tag team, outpower, outnumber, alright? And then what they are working to do is put this feminine in poverty after stealing a lot of money, alright? After stealing some sort of monetising on that, after stealing some sort of old money, new money, they want to kick this feminine out on the streets, and they want her to be homeless. And they pay people hush-hush money. Because they don't want her to be physically stable, financially stable, and look, to a sword in reverse. They're committed to all these evil acts and evil deeds, you see. And they work with an independent, what do you call them? Funeral parlour. So they do insurance jobs. They bump men and women off, okay? Children, and they do insurance jobs. And they're very committed, okay, with the sun card in reverse, to stop that from being revealed, but with the two of swords in reverse, it's been revealed anyways. They don't want light to be shed on it, that they are into bumping people off for insurance jobs, and then they are into organ harvesting, so bumping innocent people off and then selling their brains, the heart, kidneys, liver, the men's foreskins, okay, his like sack thing, the women's ovaries, okay, even bits of tissue, alright, because of snakes. Can you see a snake here? Because they're snakes, they're absolute snakes. They're absolute snakes. They even sacrifice people to snake spirits. They conjure up loads of snakes and pythons. And they don't want it to be illuminated. Yet they've got linkings to Illuminati who are all about illumination. So what are they on about? They're linking to like Illuminati, but they don't want it to be illuminated. But I'm pretty sure Illuminati means illumination, but they don't want it to be illuminated. Never. They all talk about illumination, don't they? But they don't want it to be illuminated. That's how mean and demonically possessed they are, but it's going to be illuminated anyways. It's going to be illuminated anyways. I can't even believe that some of them are claiming to be a part of 3747. They're part of Illuminati, because some of them are a part of Illuminati, and they don't want it to be illuminated. But Illuminati is all about illumination, innit? So let's illuminate that. They're very mean, very controlling, very possessive. They don't want it to be illuminated, but they want to make out like they're Illuminati and they're all illuminated. But they go after the real illuminated ones. Let me tell you that. Golden child, okay? People who have a crown surrounding them because they are the real illuminated ones. So they go for people's crowns. Look, mean, possessive. Look, he's sat there, grumpy, with somebody else's crown on top of his head. Because he's dumb. He's very dumb, alright? He's very mean. She's very mean. They're very possessive. And they don't want it to be illuminated. Yet they want to make out like they're Illuminati. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. They do this on their own sons, their own grandsons, okay? That's the truth. They do this on their own children too. High Priestess, these dark witches, these dark warlocks. They do it on their own children. We've got the world in reverse. They flip their full world upside down. Three of Swords in reverse. They cause heartbreak and depression. Demonically possessed, because they want to possess everybody. But they don't want it to be illuminated. They don't want the truth to be illuminated. That mental health, yeah, is all about demonic possession, okay, and it's all about entity attachments. And the Great Depression, well, it never really ended. That was a trick as well. So everyone started celebrating the end of this Great Depression, but it still rolled on behind the scenes. The Lovers card here, 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords, and the Hierophant card. So linking to a corrupt Catholic church, okay, a corrupt satanic church. They will, if this Empress was to ever get in another relationship, this feminine with a masculine, yeah, look, she's here again. 7 of Pentacles, they will invest in breaking this feminine's heart and ending this masculine, because they don't want this feminine to get married, because they can. This symbolises marriage card. They don't want this feminine to get married and have children, so they're constantly battling, competing to bring drama and chaos. And they move away, okay, and they think they're really strong and they love, okay. They romanticise and fantasise about these sneak attacks, being sneaky and deceptive, because they don't like how independent people are. They don't like other people's independent businesses, anything, alright? And what they do, anyone who's gifted with a hand on, they sacrifice them because they want these gifts for themselves. And they want to come out of poverty. Yeah, a lot of them. They want to come out of poverty, okay? They want to be seen as a star, but they're just the devil in a meat suit. Or they do this to stars, or celebrities are involved in this. They are. 2 of Swords, so they try and block anyone's prosperity and anyone else's recognition, so they attack them, bring chaos and trauma, alright? They battle and compete against other people everywhere, alright? I tell you why. Because they're pathetic. They are pathetic, yeah? Because they battle and compete against other people and play games with them because they are jealous of that destiny. And how can you battle and compete against somebody who's not in even competition? But they work with the 8 of Pentacles and the 10 of Swords. They're doing hexes, death hexes, playing games, you know, a stupid phone call, spying. But we've got justice. Balance, they don't like balance, they don't like peace, they don't like harmony, yet they are yearning for balance, peace and harmony within their own lives. What do you mean? Yeah, they're persistently battling, working together in large groups, competition magic, chaos magic, persistently to make people look mentally unstable. Through spell work, I just can't even cope with it. It's just absolutely shocking. Corrupt social services involved, okay. They give out cursed gifts, okay. Any gifts what you receive off these cranks, these gifts are instantly cursed. Witness to crimes. You could be a witness to this dysfunctional behaviour. Trying to hack into bank accounts, okay. They want these bank details. So they can clone people's bank accounts, birth certificates, you name it. They're involved in major corruption, okay. I don't know. And they just want all the power and energy transferring onto them, and they do this persistently. It's called a destiny swap, power transference. They want other people's gifts, skills, talents for themselves, because they live in fantasy world, alright? And they think that because they're this and they're that, they should have these gifts, these skills, these talents, this money, this life, and what do you mean? What do you mean? They're going to prison. Then they're going to get the recognition, what they wanted, And the fear, what they were so desperate for, these people from family, from past, okay, friends, exes, alright, and they're going to get pushed back into poverty from what they've done to this Empress, who is the real star, who is the powerhouse, okay? Messages, love messages, anyone who has a strong connection or love for this Empress, they will stress them down, okay? They will have them in a state of lack, okay? They will block them, block anybody they can from coming to what, because they work in blockage spells. They really don't want this Empress to get help from anybody. Because they don't want to go to prison for their evil acts, evil deeds. Aquarius could be involved, okay? A mentally unstable Aquarius is involved, is what I'm getting. Who's been trying to manifest and committing to blocking, okay, and doing hexes. Even on the youth. And trying to manifest off the youth's energy. An overwhelming amount of work they've been doing on the children because they are energy harvesting off the kids. And they're riddled with STDs, so they're trying to put sexually transmitted demons on the children, and it's just so much. It's made my eyes sting, and it's made me really tired. So I'm gonna leave it there. But hopefully all these people get locked up for life, and if you've been involved in doing shit like this to me and my children, you've now been locked in spiritual prison, stripped of all your spiritual gifts, and you have no divine protection. Sending peace, love and light to the good side of my collective.